I may just for a second interrupt your conversation, I promise I'll just take a few minutes, let you get right back to the thing and talking with each other. But I would just like to wrap up with a few thoughts on where we were today and where we've gone. First of all, I'd like to thank the panelists for the great job they did. Appreciate them being here today for us and working with us. A few things I thought about as we went through this morning's session was to take a look at where we kind of came through. We actually started off kind of backwards in our approach today. We started off with the end point, succession, and many points in talking about small company succession, moving there. We really ended up with kind of the beginning. How do you grow your business? How do you maintain your business? And I think that's an important part of going through that and then having the workforce we need along the way to both grow the business and to be there in the hard times as well as the good times. One of my takeaways, of course, is the planning. It was brought up several times, and one of the things that I feel companies don't always do the very best job of, especially when we talk about strategic planning, taking those strategic planning objectives and goals down to the workforce, down to the shop floor, down to the sales office, and to make sure that that everyone knows how my job can help the company get to where they need to be next time. And so I think that planning is part of it, and certainly as we talked about the planning, we said, okay, where do we begin in looking at the succession of people, the succession of the business? What are we here for? Are we here to stay long-term, or are we just for short-term in and out? When I was on the economic development side, I always worried about the people that took advantage of some of the giveaways that you gave away in economic development, tax-free for a number of years, tax discounts, the TIF districts, all the rest of that. Because as soon as they saw that sun setting, they'd go to the next sunrise someplace else. They weren't really there for the long-term investment in the community and with the people and with the workforce that they had. So I think as we think about that today, I take away two things. And again, I promise you this is going to be short and sweet. I think I take away engagement. We have to be engaged. As I mentioned earlier, the one thing that bothered me enough this week to tweet to people that I never tweet to, I don't even know how to tweet, I had somebody do it for me, was that we're only engaging with 27% of our businesses as a community college. Only 27 of our businesses out of 73% of them are getting away from us. We're not even engaging with them. They're not coming to us. We're not working with them. They don't even know that we're an asset or a resource for them to work with. We have to be able to engage. And therefore, when we reach out, much like our panelists did today, they came when we needed them. We need to have the other 73% come to us just like that too. Once we engage, we then can start to share. We can share what we need to know, because I promise you, we have no clue. We think we know where we're taking you. We think we know where we're taking the next generation. I remember 30 years ago, and always being from the Chicago area, except for a few years in Florida, going to school and doing some of that stuff. I've grown up on the south side of Chicago. I know what we have and what we don't have. I always grew up in the south suburbs. Once I moved away from the south side of Chicago directly, I went to Blue Island High School, which is still called Blue Island High School. Now when it came to White High School. I know the lacks that we have down here. I know the resources we need to have. And I know that we need to have businesses working with us, engaging with us, and sharing with us along the way. In order to do that, certainly from the community college standpoint, and certainly from South Suburban standpoint, we want to be there with you. We want to be able to share with you what you need to give us and what we need to be able to tell the next generation coming forward. We can't succeed, and we can't even plan a succession without that help. And so that engagement, that sharing is going to be an important focus for us during 2015 as we move forward. So please, as we come to you, as we come to your neighbors, if you've worked well with us in the past, let them know how well this works with us as we go forward. For those of you that are involved in the companies and you've been through the panels today, again, understand the legacy you want to leave. Understand the passion you need to have to work through that legacy. And understand that planning does not happen on its own. You have to take the time to plan, and you have to work the plan, as the last team so well taught us. So thank you so much on my behalf today. Nancy, I'll let you have the speaker now. But thank you for being with me today, and thank you for allowing me to be at the 6th annual conference, and I can't wait for this session. Thank you so much.
I want to thank all of you for coming and to point out a couple of things that are in the red folder that you got. One of the things is this gold sheet of paper, and it has the staff of the Business and Career Institute's contact information on it. So please call any of us. If we're not the person who can handle what you have a question about or need, we'll forward it to the right person. Second thing is that on November 6th, that's a Thursday, Albert Letman will be leading a workshop. This is in your folder also, and it's how to run a Kaizen event. I think that you'll find it useful. If you are already engaged in these, there may be someone that you would like to work towards a leadership role. If you are not, you will find it valuable to get started. We thank you, and we will be in touch. We were taking notes during this so that we can see what our next steps should be. So you will be hearing from all of us with other programs and workshops that are things that you talked about needing. Thank you, and please enjoy the rest of your lunch and your day. And thanks, of course, to the whole BCI team, because without you, this wouldn't have been possible. Chuck, you know, they may change the leader for the Academy Awards, that they can't find the person who does it quite right. I'm sorry, I think it's one of those tenured positions that you've got it. Thank you.